Hello everyone, I'm AnimusJ. Welcome to another Minecraft video.
And today we're going to be talking all about villagers, how to move them around. A lot of times we have to get these guys into some varying positions and corners and holes in the wall. And so this is all the ways that I use in order to move villagers, in order to make it pain-free as possible, because let's be honest, they're an absolute nightmare. So one of the more common ways to get them is using minecarts. If a villager is in the path of a minecart, you can just nudge that minecart into them and they will automatically be picked up. Now, something I wanted to show you is that they can travel through glass when they're inside of a minecart. So whereas this guy was previously trapped in here and couldn't get out, it ensured that he didn't go anywhere until I was ready to pick him up. And then now that he's picked up, I can use this lever in order to move my minecart along and get him to go to the next place. Now, in regards to moving them upward, obviously all you gotta do is do a staircase with some powered rails. You can spiral it, you can do it whatever way you want, just get the rails up there. And then up here at the top, we're gonna demonstrate two different things. First, this is an activator rail. What an activator rail does when it's powered is it will eject the mob to one of the sides. So then if I send this guy on his merry little way, you can see, there we go, he got to the top, he hit the activator rail, and he got kicked out here on the side. Now, if we don't have the activator rail powered, what we can also do as well is we can have our villager just go shooting off the edge and go straight over like that and fall down, but he will remain in the rail cart. Now, one advantage to having him just fall off and staying inside of the minecart is that when he's in the minecart, he doesn't actually take fall damage, so definitely a plus. Now then, if you have some kind of a villager breeder or something like that, and you need a way to store them and then pick them up when you're ready, you can have something like this. All it is a small containment area with a spot of water in the corner, pushing them to the opposing corner, as you can see. Now, the fact that I have a wall here is pushing this guy just a little beyond the block he's actually in. That's not completely necessary. You can actually do this with full-size blocks instead of the walls as well, and they don't have to be glass, by the way. They can be any block. But I found that it does work a whole lot more reliably when you have walls here. And so if I were to demonstrate this, all you gotta do is get a minecart, and then I'm going to go ahead and power this block, and what's going to happen is when I send this minecart into that, it's going to bounce into this corner. This guy's going to pick up into it, and it's going to go along its way. So there you go. So what some people will do is create a looping system like this where the minecart just bounces back and forth constantly, and then what happens is once a villager pops into the system, gets into place, he automatically gets picked up and sent off to wherever they need him to go. Now, one thing that's a pain in the neck for me is when you have a villager who's all the way up against the wall or in the corner of something, and he just refuses to move, and you can't get in there, and you can't shove him out of the way. A real easy solution to that is just put a bucket of water underneath his feet, and there you go. He's now out of the way and off to wherever you sent him to go. Just keep in mind that villagers can drown if they are underneath flowing water that's flowing down, so make sure you don't kill your villagers by leaving the water on too long. One more option that we have moving villagers is by boats. Boats can actually do quite a bit for us in this matter, and so the easiest thing to do is once you have your villager in the general area, so the easiest way to do this actually is when you have your villager close by, just drop the boat right at his feet and it'll put him right inside of it. Now you can either hop inside of the boat and move him around, or you can also grab a lead if you're on Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Sorry, Java players. And you can attach a lead to that boat and then you can just pull your guy wherever you want him to go. Now, it used to be that boats could not go from pathing blocks into normal full blocks. That is no longer the case. As you can see here, we had no problem, but we cannot get up one single block height. So there are two easy solutions to that. Number one is a piston underneath you that you've already prepared in the right spot, but I'm going to show you a method that's even easier than that. Once you know you're going to have to go up a block, just put some water down on the block higher, since boats and water do go hand in hand, and then shoot those rapids and get your villager wherever you need to take them. Another option you can use to get villagers willingly going in the direction you want them is by scaring them. They are scared of all hostile mobs. So this zombie is trapped, not sure if you knew about this, but his hitbox as basically as tall as he is too tall to be able to go over the trapdoor and under this block at the same time. So if I put a villager here, you can see he instantly runs away from that zombie. Now he's at the edge of my water elevator, and this is a waterway that you can get them up to a higher place if you want to do so. And the way that I've constructed this, you can see, is one water block, one sign, one water block, one sign, and so on all the way up. Now this is a little bit annoying to build, but I'll tell you why it's completely necessary, and that is so that you don't drown your villagers. You can use normal water elevators that use the bubble columns like so, with soil at the bottom, and your villager will shoot up very quickly. But if you're going a very, very high range, then your villager will still drown inside of the bubble column because he can't breathe inside of it like you can. Now, having this alternating pattern ensures that your villager can breathe and you can send him up indefinitely. So if we just give him a little shove in here, what he's going to do is he's just going to work his way all the way up to the top, since he naturally swims inside of source blocks. And there we have it. You did it, buddy. I'm so proud of you. Now, all of this being said, I'm going to tell you why none of it really matters at all, and that's because of one single trick that I don't see anybody ever using, and that is this right here, the Nether Portal. The Nether Portal is so much better for transporting villagers than any other method, hands down. Now, you do have to use some of these methods in order to get them through the Nether, like either the minecart or the boat. But in regards to getting them over short distances and even long distances, the Nether Portal is hands down what you need to be using in order to move your villagers. So if you didn't know, traveling in the overworld is very different from traveling in the Nether. And not just because the Nether's dangerous. But when you travel 8 blocks in this world, that's like traveling only one single block in the Nether. That means that traveling 8 blocks in the Nether is the same as traveling 64 blocks in this world. So then, if I have a bunch of villagers right here, let's say I want to get them way up here to this platform that's up here, but they're all the way down there. Not a problem. What we're going to do is build a portal wherever our villagers are. You don't need to move your villagers to the portal. Move the portal to your villagers. Now, I've already gone through and built up a catching area for my villagers. So the moment I put them in, and hey, look at this. I need to move them. They don't want to move. I'm just going to put some water at their feet, and we're going to force them to move. Now that they're in the Nether, if I follow them through, you can see that I've already got this area built up. Now these two are staying inside of there, and that's no problem at all. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break this block right here. Now with that portal broken, these guys cannot go through and end up somewhere I don't want them. Neither can I, but that's okay because I can just build another portal right here. Light my portal, go through, and you can see I ended up back through the same place. Now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna break this portal so it's not in operation anymore. I'm gonna come way up here where I want my villagers to be. I'm gonna build up another portal. I'm going to light it, and before I go in, I'm going to make sure that they cannot go out the opposite side that I don't want them to. I'm gonna build up a catching area so that they don't go anywhere I don't want them to before I come back through, and then I'm gonna go in. Now, I came through my second portal that I built for me to travel through. Let's go ahead and break that. We'll relight the original portal. Now, if you have guys like this who are standing inside, please don't set them on fire. All you gotta do is light the top corner and they'll be safe. Now, notice that guy went through already. So I need to get these two in, and unfortunately we can't use water. And notice, these guys don't seem to be afraid of this piglin. So that's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to use a boat, get them in the boat, nudge the boat a little bit closer into the portal, and then break the boat, and then we can just shove them right in, easy peasy. Now if I go through, follow them, and check out where my villagers are. They're way up high where I wanted them to be. Easy. Portals, hands down, the way you need to be moving your villagers. So some last things in regards to getting your villagers from an up high spot to a down low spot. As I said before, if they're in a minecart, they will not take fall damage. If they're in a boat, they will not take fall damage. But another trick is honey blocks. I've got a honey block down there. This dude is gonna go for a little bit of a fall. He's gonna take a little bit of damage, but honey does decrease. Okay, he kind of missed the block. Alright, let's make that a little bit bigger, give that another shot. Honey blocks will lessen the damage that you and other mobs take when falling, but it will not completely eliminate it. So this guy's gonna take some damage, but you can see he's just fine, whereas his buddy didn't exactly make it. Well, that is it for this video, guys. I hope that it helped you out. Do you know some tips, some tricks, some techniques that I didn't go over in this video? If you did, make sure to leave them down in the comments to help all of your friends out. I would appreciate it if you hit the like button on this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hey, if you want to share this with a friend and help them out, that would be great too. That's it for today though, guys. I'm AnimusJ. I'll see you next time.